What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today we're going to be talking about something that's pretty basic, but I think it's something a lot of new players miss out on their first couple months in the game, and it can kind of set them back a little bit in an area where they could be making some good progress, and that is basically with your gear and specifically glyphs. Now, I remember back when the game first came out, I had no idea what glyphs were. I had no idea how to use them. I didn't know what to do with them. And one of the helpful series I did when I used to do Warframe is I used to make a lot of beginner-focused videos to kind of help people early in the game, because the easier you understand the game in the beginning, the better you can be, the more you're going to enjoy it, usually the longer you'll wind up sticking around. And if I enjoy a game, I like to help new players because I like to see them stick around because it's good for the overall health of the game. So just thought I'd make this quick video here today. We go over this. We're on the free-to-play account, and we are in our inventory. When you go in here and click on a gear piece, you can come over to the right side and click this little button here, and it's going to show you a collection of all of the glyphs you have managed to acquire here. There's glyphs for everything: defense percent, attack, speed, flat defense, attack percent, flat HP, pretty much all the stats you can imagine in the game. They have glyphs for. So first of all, you may be wondering, where do you actually get these glyphs from? Well, glyphs are going to come from Faction Wars, and even as a new player, I know you're not going to have a big roster all set up. It's important to come into these Faction Wars every day, and even if you can only do the first couple of stages on the right, it's important to try to do those, because if you look over here on the left, you'll see that we get glyph drops from Faction Crypts, and it's got a list of all the glyphs you can get here. You can also get some materials for the forge, so that's also a good thing. But you got accuracy, resist, speed. Speed is one of the most important glyphs you can get, especially for arena, for clan boss tuning. But you've got glyphs that basically can improve any statistic on a piece of gear, so it's pretty good to get those. The only thing is, like, you can't get crit damage glyphs, you can't get crit chance glyphs, so that's kind of annoying. But it's cool that they have these here. So basically, you'll come down, and I guess we'll just do a quick stage here so I can kind of show you guys. You're just going to play a stage of Faction Wars. You get 12 keys each day for each open faction. So come in, do your 12 keys on each faction. I know it's something that takes a little bit more time and increases your length of your play session, but it's definitely worth it to come in and do these Faction War stages to get those glyphs and forge materials. And we're on our dwarfs right now. They're probably one of my weaker factions on this free-to-play account, but we're getting there very slowly. We just picked up Dilgol, who is our level 30 here. He's got the like the old style musket there. It's really cool animations that go along with that. So he's kind of a fun champion we just started to use. But basically, you're going to come in. Each Faction War stage is going to be 3 rounds, kind of typical like the campaign. Stage 7, stage 14, there's going to be a boss that you have to get through. That can be pretty difficult. But there you go. So we went through, we beat the stage, and we got a 1-star attack glyph. So pretty cool there. Very, very easy to do that. Let's go back into stage selection. Now you notice as you get further down in Faction Wars, the harder the difficulty, the more powerful glyphs you're able to get. Glyphs basically go from 1 to 6 stars. So you obviously want to be getting those 5 and 6 star glyphs because they're going to give you bigger increases on your gear statistics. You'll see, like down here at stage 10 where we haven't quite made it yet, you can get a 2 to 4 star glyph. And then when you get all the way down into these later stages, you can get 4 to 6 star glyphs on the last couple of stages here, 3 to 6, 3 to 5. So that's what you kind of want to shoot for when you're going through faction crypts. You can see here on the barbarians, we've actually pushed a little further on this faction. So we're at the point now where we can get 3 to 4 star glyphs. We can't quite get through the boss yet there, but this is where you're going to get your glyphs to use on your gear. And the keys will refresh every single day. You'll get 12 more keys for whichever faction's open, and it'll tell you up top here when the faction actually opens. So tomorrow we'll get Demon Spawn and Skinwalker Crypt and also Night Revenant. So some days you get three factions that open. Those are really good days to farm the faction crypts to get glyphs. Now there is also another way to get some extra keys each day. If you come in into your advanced quests, there is you can go in and do 5 Tag Team Arena Series, and you will refill your Faction War keys by 6. So you get 6 new keys, you can go back in, run some more Faction Wars. And I know everybody hates 3v3 Arena, but and everyone complains you have to get 10 matches in now to get your weekly rewards. But if you just come in every couple days and you're refreshing your Faction War keys, which is very important to do, especially on a newer account, you'll finish those 3v3 quests, no problem at all. The other thing too, though, you may not have those advanced quests open just yet, depending on what level your account is. But once you get those open, that's a good way to refill your faction war keys so you can go in and farm some more glyphs. So now that we have some glyphs, let's go in and find one of our champions. We'll use Greybeard here. I just got him to drop from the campaign when I was doing some farming, and I figured this is a champion that's actually really good that I haven't used much, so I figured I'd go ahead and hang on to him. And once we get through this next fusion and we get through some more dungeon progression, we'll probably start working on him a little bit. Unfortunately, well, we already used the glyphs on him. That's unfortunate. Alright, so I can't quite use that to illustrate. Let me find a gear piece here real quick, and we'll do something here to kind of illustrate what we want to do here. Let's find the resilience set, which is what I put the chest piece on because it was defense. Let's see if I have any speed boots here. Okay, I do have a set of speed boots. The stats aren't really that amazing, but they're in the same set. Let's go ahead and throw those on him just for experimental purposes. So you have your gear piece. You're going to come over to upgrade like you normally would, and this brings you to this screen where you can upgrade the levels. You spend your silver, you go through that, you try to get the stats that you want to roll. But if you come to this enchant button, this is going to open up your glyph storage menu. This is again going to show you all the glyphs you've acquired that you can use on this piece of gear. If it's a glyph that you can't use on the gear, it's going to be blacked out. So you'll see none of these bottom glyphs that we have we can use here. So what we've got flat defense, we've got resistance and flat attack that we can actually buff up here. Really the only one of those that's useful is the resistance. So let's just select that one. Actually, we'll keep it on a 2-star. It's fine. It's not hard to get 2-star glyphs. So once you put that there, you'll see it will give you a chance to add 2 to 3 to that total of 15. And then down here is going to be the silver cost. So we press enchant, and it's going to be unfortunately a random roll, but it did hit 3, which was the maximum. Now sometimes it'll only hit 2, and then you'll try to roll it again, and it'll only hit 2. It's like everything else in this game. It's RNG. That's unfortunate, especially when you're rolling some of these bigger, like the 4 and 5 and 6-star glyphs. They can hit very low, and then it just kind of like feels bad, man. Like what do you do there? So it's like we rolled this there, and it actually hit a maximum 20 roll. So that's you're not going to see that very often, but there you go. So let's just go to attack. We can add 4 to 10, and it hit the minimum. It hit 4. So if we roll this again, just watch. And okay, that time it hit 10. So that's kind of cool, but sometimes it'll hit the minimum over and over again, and it can get frustrating, but that's the basic way that you get glyphs, and then you apply them to your gear. And why it's so important is it actually boosts the statistics of your gear. You can see here, like for example, on his chest piece, we got a speed roll of 8, and we were actually able to add 2 speed to that. Speed's a very important statistic, and it's going to sound funny, but 1 to 2 speed can make a difference in arena on whether or not you go before somebody else. And when you're tuning, like say you're trying to build a clan boss team, and you need them to go in a specific order, if you're trying to build them for an unkillable team, if you're trying to make it so that your debuffers go first to get the weaken and decrease defense on the clan boss, even just having a 1 or 2-star speed glyph, those low-end glyphs you get from lower faction wars, can make all the difference. So glyphs are a very important part of the game, very important part of the entire gear system in Raid Shadow Legends. So and gear is probably the most important thing when you're trying to build your champions and get effective rosters that can go through some of the dungeons, and glyphs are a huge part of that. Making sure you can add on those extra stats to your champion is going to really help you out in the long run. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to do kind of like an introductory type video for newer players to kind of help them out with what is one of, I think, the more confusing areas of the game when you first start out, and that's how to get your glyphs, how to use them on your gear. A lot of people just kind of eventually after a couple months realize, oh, hey, I got all these glyphs. What am I supposed to do with these? So hopefully this will kind of shed some light on that, and is a good video for them to learn what to do with those. So as usual, guys, if you have any questions about anything in the video, feel free to leave it down below, and I'll do my best to get to any of your questions as soon as I can. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you again next time.